One of the things that I'm here to do, one of the things that I've figured out that I've shown up for, is to claim freedom and joy in my life. And this is one of the tools that I use. This makestuffup.com website is a fun way for me to stay conscious. You know, we started that a couple of years ago. I don't know if you guys are you guys doing it anymore? Yeah? Excellent. I've shared it with everybody at school. All of them, it's going to be spread throughout the Unity movement at some point, because all of my students, you know, classmates, we all do it now. It's such a fun way to stay conscious. There's a book that I've been, so freedom and joy. So one of the things that I figured out is I'm really, really focused on not just experiencing freedom and joy in my life, but calling others to experience it also. In Unity, we have a lot of different classes. We have lots of different teachings. We have a huge variety of tools for people to use so that they can, you can, I can experience personal development and spiritual experience at a deep enough level to really, really have a life of freedom and joy. And that's what I want, a life of freedom and joy. And when I'm out there being a minister, that's what I want. I want my congregation to be filled with, freedom and joy. I want to claim a life of freedom and joy. I want you to say that. I claim a life of freedom and joy. I claim a life of freedom and joy. Okay, so that was a little bit kind of Lutheran sounding. Okay, let's try it again. I claim a life of freedom and joy. Excellent. Excellent. There's a book that I've been working with. It's a new book. It's called The Art and Practice of Living with Nothing and No One Against You. The premise of the book is that if we truly, truly believe that there is only one source, one power, God the good, unlimited, then how can we possibly believe that there's anything against us ever? So the authors have come up with a 21-day practice that they call it the 21 Days to Personal Transformation. And I have just completed my 21 days. And it's pretty powerful stuff. Their premise, though, is that in order to not go to makestuffup.com, we have to know who we've come here to be. Who it is, what characteristics are you supposed to be exhibiting according to the God within you? One of the ways that we're led through this book to find out what characteristics they are is an exercise that Reverend Sherry Schultz did a couple of years ago. So I had a head start on the book because I'd already done it with Sherry. I did it again, but I want to tell you about it. This is what the exercise is. First, you think about people, either from your life or from history, whom you have a great deal of admiration and respect for. People that that really, really reach you in your guts. And then you think about maybe 3 or 4 or 5 people, and then you think about what is it about them that really, really hooks me? Is it their integrity? Is it their compassion? Is it their love? What is it that really, really hooks me? Is it their willingness to speak for truth? And those things, those are your things. That hook is there so that, because they're your things, right? And then once you stay there, once you live in that place of who you are, then you don't have to go to makestuffup.com. That's their theory. And then their backup plan is that if you still find yourself going to makestuffup.com, you just make up something you like. Which makes sense, right? If you're going to go and make stuff up anyway, you may as well make up a story that makes sense to you. Here's what they've written in the book. The myth is not the truth of you. The message does not pertain to your essence. And your belief is just that, a belief. It has no more power than what you give it. So their question is, what new message will you send yourself? And will it be congruent with who you have come here to be? And the rest of that for me is, will it allow you to be free and have joy in your life? Will that actually work? Because we're here about practical Christianity. We're not, well, it's fun to play, but it's also really, really nice to have stuff that actually works, right? So, let's see what I say here. When we are conscious of ourselves as divine and as God as the only presence and power working in and through us, then we can claim lives of freedom and joy, which is the goal. So it's not just people and situations, but it's also things. Now, I've been at school for the last year, and when I went to school, I didn't know for sure that I was going to be staying. I thought that I would. But I had not been accepted into the ministerial program. I had been accepted by the school, but not by the association who actually licenses ministers. So what I did was I left all my stuff in my garage in Federal Way, where my kids are living. The couch, the TV, the bedroom set, kitchen stuff, you know, everything. Everything is in the garage. And when I realized that I'm going to stay there for another 3 years, that's 4 years altogether, and that I don't have room for this stuff. That meant that I had to let go of it. And then when I feel that, let go of all of my stuff, I have to ask myself, well, what is the meaning that I've assigned to this stuff? How come it's holding me in bondage? Why am I not just free to let it go? Rationally, I should just let it go. There's plenty of abundance in the world. We have an abundance. I don't need to worry about it. When I need that stuff, it'll show up. Oh, I want to let it go. And so some of that work I did before I got here, right? Some of that work I realized, all right. So the living room set and the bedroom set, they have meaning for me because I bought them new. It's the new furniture that I bought. Man. You have to be 40 years old at least to buy new furniture. You don't get to buy new furniture at 20. Or if you do, it's not good. You end up in debt. So new furniture, okay. It means that I can take care of myself. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let go of the new furniture. So I was prepared for that when I got here. And then I started going through my stuff. And I got to the Christmas stuff. My Christmas ornaments mean that people love me. I've never bought a Christmas ornament. I have lots of Christmas ornaments, and each one of them, sets and individual ones, they're all gifts from people who love me. They mean that people love me.